好，我是总台记者苑敬伟。现在我所在的位置是在吉林松原查干湖的冰面上。那么现在阳光正好，1年1度的松原查干湖冬捕呢是正式拉开了帷幕。那么呢，我现在呢就在咱们的这个冰面上，茫茫的冰原感受是非常的寒冷。但是下午呢有阳光呢，现在体感温度呢大概也就零下10来度左右。可是为什么我现在穿戴这么整齐，有这么这个防寒的装备这么齐全呢？主要也给大家做一个温馨提示。那么在冰面上，因为四下呢是没有什么遮挡物的，所以呢它的温度体感温度要比在咱们平时要更冷。所以呢，像我戴这个帽子。
Good afternoon, everyone. I am here in Jilin Province. I'm standing on the ice and I'm wearing a thick hat. And I'm wearing a lot of layers. I have to wear very thick today because it's cold, about 10 Celsius degrees under zero. And now this is the annual fishing season in winter in Jilin Province. It lasts until February. And a lot of visitors are attracted here to enjoy the fish from Chagan Lake. And what about this year's highlights? Look at this minibus behind me. Just now I was riding on this bus here. It's a new vehicle this year. Let's get on to have a look. I call it a minibus, but it is a window for us to have a view of winter fishing. It's very cold on the ice, and we can keep warm inside this minibus while enjoying the spectacular view. As to the cruise hours, this minibus performs well. So it's like a mobile showroom. I know you're all concerned about the winter fishing in Chagan Lake. Now let's move closer. We have a special team fishing. They are pulling the nets. As to the actual situation, let's go closer to have a look. I have to be mindful walking on the ice. It's very and slippery. It reminds me of my childhood. This ice is as thick as 0.5 meters. As you can see, the ice is crystal clear, transparent. So that's very good quality ice. And there is almost no breeze. So when the lake was freezing, it's tranquil. That's why the ice is very clear. I can see a lot of visitors here. Fish is placed on top of the ice. If you walk in the ice, you must be very careful. I have invited a professional, Mr. Wang. Could you please introduce to us about the fishing procedure? Is it done? Yes, it's done. What about the outputs? It's about 100,000 jin. When did you start this morning? 6 a.m. I heard that you found this spot earlier and make full preparation. Yes. What is your target this year? 3 million jin? Yes. And what about the result compared to previous years? We can accomplish our target ahead of schedule. And this is one of the pits. As you can see, we are fishing, and the fish is placed on top of the ice. I cannot hold it since it's very slippery. Speaking of fishing in Chagan Lake, I have to introduce about the net. The net is composed of very big holes. It's about 6 inches large. An adult's hand can go through this net. Why? Because in Chagan Lake, we intend to fish the big ones and let go of the small fish. And this one is a big head. As you can see, it's as long as my arm. It is estimated to weigh about 20 to 30 g, and it's not a very big head. Do you have bigger ones? Yes. How much does it weigh? 40 to 50 g. As you heard, the big ones could be as heavy as 40 to 50 g. What is seen here? Since it's very cold on top of the ice, placing a fish on ice would be a very natural fresh box. Now let's zoom in to have a closer look. It's quite a harvest. So many fish are lying here on the ice. So that's about the harvesting season in Chagan Lake. Let's interview some visitors. Hello, lady. Can I interview you? Where do you come from? I am a local. Picture the scene.
我们看到现在已经收网了，因为咱们这个东捕到现在是2点钟左右已经都结束了。刚才呢，这个网把头介绍呢，早上大概凌晨6点多，天没亮就出发了，4支东捕队呢就朝着湖心来进发。那湖心呢，就是咱们的深水区，那么里边有更加密度更大的这个鱼群也更多。那么现在刚才听了他的介绍呢，已经是有10万斤左右了，预计就是红网已经这个湖里的鱼直接呢就给它打到网肚当中，这样在咱们出水口那个位置，距离1000米的这个出水口这里就可以直接呢把这些鱼都进到咱们这个一个密闭的网肚当中，然后把它给打上来。大家来看一下，这个就是咱们已经收好的这个大网了。咱们所有的这个东捕都是依靠咱们这个1000米大网。这个大网可谓是查干湖东捕的最大功臣。我们来看一下，这就是我说的这个大眼网要经过16拉，第1拉的时候呢还没有鱼，从第2拉开始有缓慢的一些鱼从出水口那里拉上来，所以咱们这个东捕都是古代的这个劳动人民的智慧的一个结晶。他们经过探索之后发明的这个网。这个网呢，像我们看到这个地方是这个叫这个标子， 这个就是属于像一个，就是下到下边的时候啊，其实我们现在可能看不到，在走网的时候啊，这个上面呢，就是它是飘在上面的，然后下边呢还有一个铅锤儿，这个铅锤呢是沉到下面，就使这个整个呢形成了一个像咱们那个一个像足球场那个网布，就是像那个守门员的那个网兜似的，这样呢，它一立起来之后啊，就会直接把这个网在冰下呢形成一个合围的一个趋势，能够让鱼儿啊直接就进到咱们这个大网之中了，这个还是很神奇的。松原查干湖东捕呢，已经是
will be caught in the net. Winter fishing could be traced to Liao and Jin dynasties, so it has thousands of years of history. It's the most sacred and special activity in winter here. Now, every day this professional winter fishing team will go on this mission. And we look forward to more harvesting news. And now, I will pass the microphone to my colleague.
“各位央视新闻的网友，大家好，我是总台记者朱美华。我现在所在的位置呢，是在查干湖的冰院子里。我们查干湖冬捕季期间呢，除了我们的冰面上是热热闹闹的，我现在身后的这个院子里啊，也是
In the winter fishing season, behind me, that's a warehouse, and it's quite a busy scene. We call it an ice courtyard. We have invited a manager here. Hello, welcome. Welcome, Mr. Lee. Could you please give your greetings to our viewers? Good afternoon, everyone. How many years have you been here? Over a decade of years. This is my first visit. I'm very curious about the lake. I have so many questions to ask. First of all, we're all curious about the name of the ice courtyard. I have to drain the floor in the running water before the fishing season. As you can see, this used to be the cement floor. How many days ahead of schedule? Just one day ahead of the fishing day. And now this floor is iced. It reminds me of the iced pear in northeastern China. So they wash the floor with the running water and then the floor will be frozen with ice. It's a quick freezing process. And just one night is sufficient. Thanks to the unique geographic location here, that is a very expedient method for storing the fish. In one day's time, we have collected about 700,000 jin of fish. You just said you used red net. Why red? Well, we can fish like over 200,000 jin of fish. And I can see some red color. Those red color are actually the color of fish blood, because they keep clashing in the net. If we can let the blood out, that's the best. So, fish covered by the blood is a good sign. Those fish are pretty big, so do you use a very big net to fish them? Yes. If the fish size is less than 8 inches, we will let them go. 8-inch hole in the net must be pretty big. Yes, indeed. And we have like 10 inches of net holes. Because of those nets, you can have a good harvest every year. Could you please introduce the varieties of the fish? This is the big head. That's the mainstream fish here in northeastern China. It's pretty cute. It looks sad. Any others? The chops. You may not know how to tell the difference. Look at the belly. If there is a line, that's a chop. In the middle, you can see a line here. Of course, we have the carps. Is this a carp? We have a lot of carps here. Feel free to find them. We just put them randomly here. So if you want one specific variety, you can look for it. And if you want to tell the difference of different fish, you can look at the fins. When you pile them up together, do you have any requirements? Because we fish so many at one time, we hire some farmers to do this job. We're too busy. We hope to keep them very fresh. And as you can see, we sometimes use some plastic bags to cover the fish to keep them fresh. So you hire some farmers, yes, from the surrounding villages. This fish looks big. It's about 30 jin. How much can it be priced? 500 RMB yuan? Is it a big head? Yes. What fish do you prefer? It depends on the way of cooking. If you want, for example, fried fish, you can cook the carbs and the chops. It's approaching the new year, so you must have a big consumption here. Could you tell us how to buy a good quality fish? Selecting fish is fun. You can ask about the size. Since we have so many varieties, and they have different price. So you have to give a direction to choose. And then you can start the selection. You can also book online. We have direct sales in my yard. So the consumers can drive here to choose on site. Do you have a lot of consumers now? Not many. Maybe in days' time, you will have a hustle and bustle here. I can see them choosing fish. And those fish are just freshly out. Some locals are buying fish here in the yard. They can select by themselves. This is a carp. Look at the fins. It's pretty long fins. I finally know how to identify a carp. And compared to the carps, I see the scale is quite similar. Yes, the scale is similar, but look at the body. The fish body is thinner. What is the weight of this fish? 6 will sort and package those fish afterwards, according to the specifications and varieties of fish. What is the quality this year? You look very confident about the fish quality, of course. Are the workers sorting fish? They are trying to set aside a specific location because there are so many fish here. We have to prepare enough space for the upcoming fish. So after the fishing from ice, they will be transported all to this yard. It's like a transfer station. Some nets may not be able to fish anything out. If everything goes smoothly, there will be a big harvest. Just now we already had a net of fish transported here. Some other nets are in operation now. So the timetable is uncertain as to when there will be a harvest. Are you looking forward to the moment of transporting fish here every year? Yes, of course. I can feel the new year is around the corner with the fish. Are they packaging fish? Those are already sold fish. Where will you sell the fish? Shanghai, Guangzhou, many places in China. The consumers buy from us, and then they will be delivered through the express service. Yes. We will drive them directly to the doorsteps. Because it's approaching the new year, we are having good sales day by day. What are they doing? The consumers choose the fish by themselves. Then our workers will try to go through the specifications again, and then we communicate with the consumers. There may be a resorting procedure. Can I go inside? This is a sorting factory. After selection, by the consumers, the fish is placed here. Even one fish can be weighed by the scale. Look at the floor. There is a cap. This is actually a weighing scale. You can just place the fish on top of it, and then you know the weight. After weighing, the consumers pay. We have a cashier service here. Then they can go home with their fish. This market looks like a big warehouse. Not many goods are here. Are they all sold out? Yes. We still have about 60 to 70,000 jin per day. At the best, we can store like 150,000 jin per day. Very good sales. Things are getting better and better. Stored in the you can boil it or steam it. It's very convenient. Do you have the whole packaged fish? Yes, it depends on the consumers. It's very convenient. I see the word called organic fish. You have certification? Yes, we do. You produce very green products. This is a whole fish, a complete fish. It's very heavy. It's about 4 jin. It's not processed. We only process the big head. Some fish is not processed. This is the tulipi. And we can also process the carps to take off the scale. Look at this box. There are different varieties of fish and shrimps already processed and packaged together. You can directly steam those seafood after going home by just washing them. This is tulipi? Yes. What about this fish? They're frozen. Yes. It's very cute. And you can braise it. They look pretty white. So the best cooking method is braising for this fish, yes.
这个咱看那个鲤鱼了。
What about this fish?
这规格不一样，这
This
是
is the
4斤以
carps.
上的鲤鱼，
This fish is much longer,
斤数大了，那
usually weighing above 40 斤.
是咱们2斤到4斤那个档。
This is about 2 to 4 斤.
它的规格没写。这个称重这是2斤到4斤那个档。
For example, this one says 2 to 4 斤, and that one is above 4 斤. So they have different prices. What about the price this year?
略有下调。
It's lowered down a little bit compared to previous years
效益。
because of the pandemic. Very consumer friendly. What is this fish? This is the best fish choice for steaming.
这个就是做水煮鱼用的这个草鱼了。哎，它这边是什么鱼？哦，是没有。
Especially the hot chili fish pot.
规格不一样，就是相对小一点。
Those fish
这是白鲢，
are much
白
smaller.
鲢咱们那个规格是8斤是一类，8斤以下咱就装袋了。1袋20。
If they weigh below 8 gin, they will be packaged in the plastic bags. And they are the chops, the white chops.
也就是4块钱一斤。
And they are sold at 4 RMB yuan per gin.
这个
Can we steam the chops?
汤配乙，它其实就是
Of course,
汤的水一个系列的。
because the chops are one other branch of big head. They belong to one big family. So many choices.
刚才看到那个
This must be the big head.
特色的一种，
It's a specialty.
这里才知道有这个黄喉鱼这个。
I heard this name when I arrived here.
可以看一下这个，哇，
最明显，像这把是最明显，鱼头占了很大一个部位。
Look at the head.
那没有多少。
The head take up almost half of the body size. That's why it's called big head.
为啥咱们这鱼上都有一个袋儿装的，就是为了保鲜。
Why do we use a plastic bag? We hope to keep the fish fresh. All fish are frozen
刚才我们看到那个冰院子是吗？
through the iced
所以呢，
courtyard we just
加
saw.
额外的什么冰块什么
You don't have to put
悠到哪儿？
other ice cubes inside the box. Not really,
路最高的，
unless you have to transport it farther or to the hotter places. But if the destination is close, we don't have to put additional ice,
因为越悠越走越冷，这都没有问题。
especially when the destination is even colder than here.
是有我们这个冰院子优势的，
That's the privilege of the courtyard.
不太一样是吧？
对对，
Those boxes have different sizes. Yes.
就是我们一个命名，主要是为了区分就是规格不一样。
We must tell the difference of different specifications. This one is the biggest.
特大黄，
It says super big.
我的手臂比我的手臂
It's longer than my arm.
这就是最大的了是吗？
Is this the biggest one?
旁边还有更大的，
Not really.
没有。哦，这这
It's beyond my imagination.
哇，它这得拿那个刚才那个小
It must be transported through a trolley.
是
It's a very big head.
最大的吗？
Do you have bigger ones? This is the biggest.
就是大概是
I see only 2
不
boxes.
是现在不是马多没那个分解完成的。
Are the others all sold out?
这个的
No, the others are not sorted yet.
常见是吧？
But such big head are seldomly seen.
对对，就刚才我说的那个，有胖头鱼了，有鲤鱼，那个全医院里的就是装的是这种的啊。
Those fish are being processed.
做了一个加工呢？
没有加工。
哦，它这没有加工，只
They
是
were cut
只是中间
and
切
then
了一下。
对
packaged.
对，是初加工一下把那个。
No additional processing.
咱们这个肉啊，非常的厚实啊，
Very thick
肥
meat.
美啊，感觉这个已经做了特别好吃。
It looks delicious.
吃了，我都要装箱的吗？
对，装箱了。
Are those fish?
这个冰箱，冰。
Are those fish?
需要包装的时候，到这个1号库门口，旁边我们有那个负责包装人员，有需要我们也可以给他提供包装。
那其实我说到我们这个查干湖东部啊，其实我们能看到几乎就没有利用那些机械的这个手段。
到我们这个查干湖东部啊，其实我们能看
Speaking
到
of the winter fishing,
利用那些机械的这个手段，大部分都是人工来分拣呀，
most of the work is done
也
manually,
好，都是进行
like sorting.
对
Very original,
对，我觉得这就是我一个
with no need
文
of
化的一种
machinery.
传承，我觉得这就是我们的文化。
That is the inheritance of our local culture.
好的，那我们今天的这个探访冰院子啊，就差
So
不多
that's about the
就
visit to the ice
看到这
courtyard.
里。我们非常感谢我们今天
We
这个
want
李
to
老师。
especially thank Mr. Lee for the wonderful
那我们
introduction.
今天的探访冰院子呢，就到这里结束了。还希望我们连续3天呢，
冰院子呢就到这里结束了，还希望我们
This is
连
the
续
end
3
of
天
this
呢
journey.
会有其他的关于查干
In
湖
the next 3 days,
直播，
there will be more live streaming about Chagan Lake fishing.